Okay, today we're gonna do a comparison between workstation, synthesizers, and arrangers. This comparison is merely for those of you guys that probably you don't know the difference, or if you know the difference but you used to play arranger, now we're gonna switch to workstation synthesizers. And we all know over the course of past at least 10-15 years, the way that they categorize these keyboards have been changed. So it used to be synthesizers, then we had workstations, and then we had arrangers. Now the synthesizer and workstations are both on the same category, so it's hard to differentiate between these two. So stay with me, we're gonna go over all of these two items, and we're gonna compare some of the most famous workstation and synthesizers and arrangers that I have available, and to see which one suits you the best. In comparison, I'm gonna use two of the latest arranger flagships from Korg and Yamaha. This is Yamaha Genos2. It came out almost 2 months ago, successor to the famous Genos1. It's pretty much the same thing with better sound quality. Apparently they have resampled all of the voices and the sounds are very great. It has a very marvelous sound quality, very realistic. And I have also the Korg M8x. This is a flagship by Korg. This one comes in 3 different configurations: 61, 76, and 88 key version. This one is 88 key version with 40 hammer keys and has a slightly better functionality than Yamaha. Like you have guitar input that you can connect your guitar. Both M8x and Yamaha Genos2, they both have too many features, including vocal harmony that you can connect your microphone and sing along. So they both are very good solution for one-man band situation. Also, I'm gonna play with these two synthesizer workstation. One of them is Montage, and the original Montage, and the other one is Korg Nautilus with the aftertouch, and also the Roland Phantom in 88 key version. Yamaha Montage came out 7 years ago, and it's a successor to the Yamaha Motif, which was around for a long time. Up until then, all the synthesizers were kind of like a music production synthesizer, so-called workstations. But since the scenery of the music changed and most of the music production these days is more like a PC base and everybody used a DAW, so the designers at Yamaha, they decided to make something which is more toward the integration with DAW, according to Yamaha designers. So right now, not even everybody use the DAW for music production, but with the tonality change and sound creation, you use the DAW as well. So the Yamaha Montage came with this idea to give the player have this ability to change a lot of parameters at the same time. So but just by the turn of a knob, the super knob, you can change up to 256 parameters. That's an insane thing. So you not even have the new enhanced M8x sound engine, which is the successor to the old FM sound engine. Now we have like a super motion sequencer and FM motion sound engine. So technically the sound and tonality change is synchronized with the tempo. That's an insane thing. And actually after Montage came out, there was like a reboot for FM, because before the Yamaha Montage, FM was just a method of sound creation of the past, but with the Yamaha Montage, everything revamped, and now we have too many more features, too many new synthesizers. They have like a wavetable technology. We have wavetable, we have granulated type of sound creation, and also, of course, we have FM8x. Yamaha chief design, they had this plan to add like an analog sound engine to the Montage at the time that they were designing this, but at the end they left the thing out because they just want to emphasize on the FM8x by itself is a very powerful thing, and of course they left it for the next generation, which is Montage M8x, and this one has analog sound engine ANX. So on this one you get definitely too many features, including analog sound engine ANX, you have more polyphony, and the M, according to Yamaha, stands for maturity. So this is a Montage M, that means this is more mature. So I'm gonna do some comparison with all these machines, and of course the Corswell, which I have it here. These are all powerful and the latest models, except the Montage, which is still a very mighty powerful thing, but it's been discontinued. Which one is the best for you to create your music? So technically, the arrangers are good even if you are a songwriter. Let's say you want to do a demo, so you can easily record your song here in the sequencer. It has a 16-track sequencer, and you can go ahead and so technically you choose one of the styles here, then you go ahead and edit it later on. You record your song, then you can go and edit that thing track by track. So it's a very good choice even for songwriters. Or if you want to use it in the studio, or if you want to use it on the stage for a one-man band situation. However, these days we see that stage pianos are getting more and more popular even for one-man band situation, because you can connect it to your DAW and have your backing tracks played on the DAW and play along with it. But yeah, these are technically designed for situations like that, and mainly they are for home players. So there are cheaper versions of these machines, for instance, like a Yamaha PSR series, that they have almost the same sound quality, a little bit less features, but they're much cheaper. And so you can use these things either as a home player at your home, or at your studio, or on the stage. But we're gonna see which one is the best choice, which one suits you the best to buy: a stage piano, Workstation, Synthesizer, or Genos. So they don't call this synthesizers Workstation anymore. As I mentioned, the category has changed. Now it's really hard to differentiate between synthesizer and Workstation. Really hard, because the Workstations and synthesizer are technically the same now, because there was, back in the days, like a Core Chronos was single unit music creation. Everything was on the keyboard. Like the Korg Nautilus had the same feature, and almost the Corswell has the same feature as well. But now all the new synthesizers are more like a DAW oriented, so they move part of that editing and sound creation toward the DAW, which is better because it's easier to work on the DAW. And technically you can record a loop, or you can record a song. I mean, because you have too many styles to choose from. Record, then hook up your guitar, choose your effect, and play along with it, which is very cool. One of the very powerful sections on this type of arranger keyboards is the sequencer section. So you can record your song, use one of the existing styles, and then later on you can go and edit any of the tracks individually. That's a very powerful feature that they have. So these are very good type of keyboards for home players, and I've seen in some countries they use this type of keyboards on stage, mostly like Central and Eastern European countries and South American countries. I don't know why, but I assume it has something to do with the economic situation of these countries. Here in the United States, you don't see this type of keyboards on the stage at all, unless if it's a very small venue. Right now, even when you go out and you see a one-man band situation, is mostly like stage piano or it's synthesizer like a M8x Plus, Phantom Zero series. So you technically don't see anybody who plays any of these machines. It doesn't mean that they're not powerful. They're really capable machines, but for whatever reason, less people are using this type of machines on stage. One of the downside of these machines, as I said, you don't have sound designing capability. You just have some effects, cutoff filter, reverb, stuff like that, to edit your sound, but technically you cannot do that much, and you cannot stack up like 16 layers of timbrel like you can do on any of these workstations. Of course, you cannot use all the 16 timbrels. It's ridiculous to have 16 sounds on this top of each other, but you can use those layers when you record into your DAW or when you record to your sequencer. And actually, any arranger has the same type of features too, because you have a 16-track sequencer on any arranger. You can stack up to 3 sounds on your right hand, and you have another sound on your left hand, which is very powerful. But as I mentioned, because we have multi-layer arpeggios on these arrangers, like on Kurzweil, you can have different arpeggio pattern for each timbrel. So you have like 16 timbrel, you can stack up to 16 different type of arpeggio. Or the same thing on the Montage, and the Nautilus is very powerful too. On Phantom, however, you don't have that capability. You have, when you choose one arpeggio, it's going to be for all the tracks. However, you can record any of your timbrels or tracks individually to the pattern sequencer with a different arpeggio, and then group them together, make them song, or use them individually and play song. This type of pattern sequencer is very similar to what you can find, let's say, an arranger when you play a song with a style or a comp. And the same thing with the Yamaha Montage or Nautilus. They have some sort of arpeggios, like if you remember, the Kronos had the Karma. Now the Nautilus has arpeggio, and but it's not in like instead of having like 8 different scenes, you have 4 scenes. But in Montage, or both Montage and Montage M, you have 6 different scenes, and each scenes could be like a different variation, like what you use on your arranger. So in that regard, these machines I found them to be more powerful and very much more exciting to work with. Matter of fact, most of the time I'm playing this machine maybe 2-3 hours per day. I look at my watch and it's like 3 hours gone, and I just keep playing this. Whereas the arrangers are kind of boring. At most you play 1 or 2 songs, and that's it. Having the arranger along with any of the synthesizers workstations is blessing. It's very good, because when you combine these two together, you have the most powerful sound creating machine. So on a workstation like Nautilus, you have arpeggiator, which is very similar to the car mod that we used to have on Korg Nautilus. And then this has 4 different scenes. It's like 4 different variations of your style or rhythm on any arranger that you can use and play exactly the way that you play in a style on arranger. In the same way on Montage or Montage M, you have up to 6 different scenes. So technically you can have multi-layer arpeggios stacked on the top of each other with a drum backing track, 6 different variations, and I'll give you emulation exactly like playing a style on any arranger. But however, you have more freedom in this configuration because especially if you want to play freeform, so it's more powerful, it's definitely more comprehensive, it's more expressive than any kind of arrangers, where arrangers are like kind of formulated playing. If I want to put it in an analogy, playing a song with a arranger is like playing something very formulated. It's like driving on a track, like driving on a train on a track. You don't have the freedom to leave the track. Whereas on a professional synthesizer workstation, you have more freedom, and definitely I like playing on these machines far better than arrangers in that regard. On my next comparison, I'm going to compare Yamaha Montage M, the new flagship by Yamaha, with Kurzweil K2700, which in my opinion, one of the most powerful and best sounded synthesizer workstations on the market. And we have different type of arpeggiators here. The Yamaha Montage M is pretty similar to the Yamaha Montage, the original one, with the difference that this one has definitely more polyphony. You have polyphonic aftertouch on this 88 key version, and you have analog synth engine added. The Kurzweil K2700 is a very marvelous machine. It's really professional, and what I like about it, it challenges you because especially it doesn't have a touch screen. It doesn't make the workflow hard. Actually, it's very easy to work. You have too many soft keys around the display, like an old school, like a Phantom G series, designed to have a very fluid-like workflow. Has too many features. It challenges you because you have to dig down to the too many menus. Definitely easy to work with, as easy as the other machines, but if you get a hang of it, it's a very powerful machine. One of the things that I like about it, first of all, it does have the dynamically allocated polyphony. So you never run out of polyphony. And the other thing that it has separate arpeggio per temporal. So you can stack up to 16 arpeggios on the top of each other and create a very complex and complicated sort of music. Unlike these machines, as I mentioned, you have more freedom. It's more freeform to create your music. So for music creations, these machines are much more marvelous and better than the conventional arrangers. It doesn't mean the arrangers are bad. Arrangers are good. They're not technically for the home players, even though they are considered to be the home player's keyboard. But even if you are a composer and let's say you want to record a demo for someone, you can easily go and choose one of your styles, record your demo, edit. And the good thing about these arrangers, they have fantastic sound quality. Like the Genos2 that just came out, they resounded everything, they resampled all the sounds. The sound quality is fantastic, super real. And you have a super articulated technology on the Genos2, which you have something similar to that on the new Montage M. However, on the Genos2 it's easier to play because you can play one hand, and super articulated technology, it's gonna mimic when you play like a guitar. It gives you like a slide. It gives you noises like a sliding voice, stuff like that, bending, even double stop. Easy to create those things. Whereas on something like a Montage M, you have to use some of these designated buttons to create those effects. I'll do a video to compare the voices between Montage M and Genos2 to see how close they are. They're pretty much the same, but as I said, it might be easier to work with that. Genos2, because technically it's been designed for a one-man band situation. So it's been designed to such a way just to be easy to be operated with one man. And these are for technically more professional users that are for on stage. So in my opinion, I guess these days, the way that the music is going, no wonder that stage pianos or this type of workstations are getting more popular among the people who are gonna play on the stage because they're definitely better. And as I mentioned before, I've never seen any workstations on any arranger, on any music venue here, or in most of the Western Europe, but apparently in some countries they are still using those. One of the most features of any of these workstation synthesizer is you can stack up to 16 layers of sounds and play them together, which you can do something similar on any arranger, but definitely the depth and the quality of the sound that you get in terms of being more fluid, it has more motion to it, is better on any of these workstations than any arranger. As I said, the arrangers are mostly like just limits you in a box. It's like just moving within the parameters of the box. Technically, you don't have that much of a freedom when you work with an arranger, whereas when you're working with the synthesizer workstations, there is no limitation. I mean, you can do whatever you want. There is too many possibilities, too many combinations. They're really awesome, and you will really enjoy them. Either if you want to play them on the stage with a band, either if you're a composer, and either if you just want to play them at home. Definitely, workstation arrangers are better, and that's why I think they are dominating the market. And anywhere that you go, it's either a stage piano on the stage, or it's one of these things, or in some cases it's just the controller. They made a controller with a VST, bunch of VSTs and a DAW, and that's what some musicians use these days. Matter of fact, a few months ago I went to the Depeche Mode concert here in Orlando, Florida, and the only thing that I saw on the stage, beside the drummer and guitars, there was only one Roland RD2000 stage piano and a bunch of maybe 3 of Roland controllers. I didn't see even any arranger or I didn't see any synthesizer or workstation. So the way that we play the music or create the music definitely has changed. It doesn't mean the arrangers are not relative anymore. It doesn't mean the arrangers are not relevant anymore, but definitely they're limited for home users or the situation that is a one-man band situation, and it's always been like that. I like arrangers, they're too powerful, but if you are definitely double-minded, I mean, if you are at the point that you are playing arranger, you want to switch to workstation, or you don't know what to buy, I mean, definitely I recommend you to go with the workstation arrangers, any of these new ones on the market. Luckily, we have too many good choices on the market now. We have Korg Nautilus, we have Montage M new one, you have Roland Phantom, Kurzweil K2700, and the Akai MPC 61, which you can see behind me. And I'm gonna do separate review on that. It's technically not, it is arranger, but it's not like a conventional arranger. It's mainly like a DAW in a box. So this is a sample when you stack up few sounds on the top of each other. In this case, it's only 5 timbral in a Roland Phantom, mighty Roland Phantom, one of the best synthesizers of all time in my opinion. So as you saw and heard, the arrangers have definitely very high quality sound. They have too many features. They are definitely a very good choice for a one-man band, but they are more like a one-dimensional, as I call it, rather than to be like any workstation that they are multi-dimensional. However, these days, with the way that the music is going and the new technology that we have, better DAWs, and these new powerful workstation synthesizers and also stage pianos, those are getting more popular on the stage. Even for one-man band show, you see them a lot. For one-man band, you see a lot of people are using stage pianos, because what do you do at most when you have an arranger? You're going to just play in the backing track, which you can do even on your stage piano. And also you can buy, if you play cover songs, you buy packages from Narsan that they have up to 300 or 400 famous sounds that you can have backing tracks for Montage, Nautilus, or even Phantom, and to play the famous cover songs. So in my opinion, definitely the workstation synthesizers are far better now than arrangers, and it doesn't mean the arrangers are not good, but definitely they are not as comprehensive as what you get on a workstation. I hope this review helps you to make your choice if you are on the market to purchase a new keyboard of any kind. And on my next reviews, I'm gonna do a K2700. Then I'm gonna have another review for Akai MPC61, which you see behind me, and I do a sound comparison between Yamaha Genos2 and Yamaha Montage M series, which they both have similar sounds, to see if the quality is almost the same or not. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.